Hello, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to Catch Up with Lala. Thank you for joining me on this amazing Monday. Hello, everyone. Before I start, please like this live, share, and don't forget to interact and comment with me. Like if I, ask questions and stuff, because I really like the interaction with everybody. So that'd be great. And please, can you put a one in the chat if you can hear? Oh, perfect. Sugar hate. Thank you. Thank you, American Born, my amazing moderator. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Linda Gamble. How are you, love? Thank you for being here. Sharon, thank you for being here as well. Appreciate you. Hey, Inez. Hey, Boo. Thank you for being here. Hey, Cece. Thank you for being here. Hey, Cynthia. Hey, love. Thank you for being here. I appreciate everybody that came in. Happy Monday. I know Mondays are not normally happy, but you know what? As long as we're alive, breathing, healthy, at peace, nothing beats that, in my opinion. So happy Monday. American Born, you make me die. Wonder Twins activate. Yes, yes. Listen, when I tell you that is my twin. That is my twin. She knows me so well. She knows me so well. And it's funny, we always feel the same things at the same time. Always, always. So thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, Betty Boop, welcome. Hope you're well, love. Thank you for joining. Oh, Cece said she was off today because it was President Day. So I had double happy. Oh, girl, I hope you had a good day. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And I know we're just coming off of Valentine's. I don't celebrate that, but you know, I hope all the lovers had a good day and they were treated right and enjoyed themselves with their loved ones. I hope everybody enjoyed their Valentine's Day. Happy belated Valentine's Day. I don't celebrate it, but you know what? And not just religion reason. I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. It's not for me. But I will say I'm still a lover girl at heart. You know, I'm a lover girl at heart. I do love love. You know that Jasmine Sullivan song, Tigers and Lions and Bears? She always says, "Why do we love love when love seems to hate us?" That's me. Because I love love, but love seems to hate me, boy. Only because I clock people and I'm like, go play with somebody else. So, speaking of lovers, I have a treat for you guys. I have a treat. So, this is a belated Valentine's treat. Bear with me.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I love you more than I can say. I love you twice as much tomorrow. Love you more than I can say. Oh yeah, yeah. I love you more than I can say. I love you twice as much tomorrow. Love you more than
I hope you guys enjoyed that because I love you all. Thank you for joining me. I saw this yesterday and I was like, oh, I love this. It's so cute. I was like, okay, I have to share it with my YouTube people because that was so cute. And it's just, a late thing to say, I love you all. Thank you for being here with me. So let me start. So as you see from the topic at hand, it's okay not to be okay. That's the topic today. And what I mean by that is sometimes you feel like you don't have a handle on life like everybody else. You don't have a manual, and there is no manual for life, but sometimes you feel like you don't have it all together. Like everybody else knows what they're doing, where they're going, what they want, their goals, their ambitions, and you're just over here trying to figure out what's next. And I wanted to say that is normal. You know, that is normal and it's okay to be like that. My only thing is don't be stuck in that way of thinking for too long, because it can have you trapped. It can have you trapped. So I want to tell you something today. It might, a lot of people might feel uncomfortable, but bear with me. But it also might set you free. For example, it's not just okay to be motivated. I mean, deeply, it's okay to be healthy. It's okay to be human. Like, don't dehumanize yourself because you feel like you don't have it all figured out. It like I felt like that for a while. I left my job last year to take care of my mother, and then afterwards I started going after, doing what I can, and everything transpired. I started to, think, let me go back to the job market. And unfortunately, the job market in the UK is dead. And I felt unmotivated, but I also felt trapped in the cycle of just keep going. But then I realized, no, there's a reason why God has you still at this point. You don't have the answers, but trust the person that does. And to me, that's my faith. That's God. So I trusted God at that time. And to this day, I do, because I knew I'm here at the right time, at the right place for a reason. And that's why today I want to talk about, why do we feel pressure to know everything? Why not knowing actually means you're growing. For me, I really don't know much. I go every day as I go along. I'm learning new things every day. I'm, you know, trying to understand things within myself that I didn't know before. And I feel like I've overcome a lot of things. I've become more confident in the way I carry myself, in terms of um, work wise, in terms of the way I know how I can do a certain job that I've been doing for a number of years. So I know how to do that now. I also know what it's like to grow. Like, I've grown so much this year. I've learned a lot of patience. I learned it's okay for things not to be where you want it to be, but trust the process. That's what I learned. And then trusting yourself and trusting God, like with no certainty, like making sure that that you trust God no matter what, and you have everything's in his hands, and you're pushing through as much as you can. And that is what I've, you know, forced myself to get going with, because sometimes you have good days, sometimes you have bad days, but trusting yourself and trusting God, even in uncertainty, would really carry you far. I want everybody to just get comfortable, because this topic is personal. It's personal because there's a pressure to have it all figured out, you know, and let's talk about where the pressure comes from. Somewhere along the way, we're taught, especially as women, I can only talk from a woman's point of view because I'm a woman. Somewhere along the way, we were taught that at a certain age, you should know your career. Like, for example, 25, they tell you, oh, you should know your career by now. Lies. I remember I went, and my first degree that I was doing, I didn't like it. I dropped out. Went back to uni at age of 28, graduated at 30. So I did my degree instead of 3 years, I did it in 2 years combined. Um, so that's a lie. 30 should be stable. Another lie, because sometimes 30 is when you finally figured out what career you want to get into, where you are in that life, in that stage. So that's a lie. By a certain age you should be married. Again, that's a lie. Marriage is not put on a time. There's no ticking clock there. As much as they want to tell us there's a ticking clock for women in terms of having children and things like that, that may be true, but now there's systems in place for women to have children at a certain age. And I'm not being bad. There's women in African villages that are 80s having kids. So I don't really pay attention to all of that. And everything's in God's hands. Everything's written for you. You can't push yourself and feel like you're not there yet. Why? Whose time are you on but yourselves and God's? That's how I put the mentality that I've been working with. And who decides the timeline? Like, it really aggravates me when, there's a timeline, no, who decides the timeline? Real talk, who decides it? That I don't know. And unfortunately, in the genre and the era that we're in, so a lot of people buy into the whole social media um malarkey of it all, in terms of people having like certain wealth, having certain followers and having this amazing career and life and all this stuff. But what you have to understand is they always show the best and not the worst. you know you see people promoting themselves, engagement and business, and making movements, reaching certain milestones. You're like, oh, hold up, why I'm what's wrong with me, and how come I'm not there? Never compare yourself to where somebody is, because that's them and that's their time. Your time will come. You have to be assured of yourself, assured of God's plan, and keep praying on it. Pray on everything, in my opinion. And then you also start to question yourself. What am I doing wrong? What I've noticed is people don't post their confusion, their doubt, the nights they cried, the times they changed their mind, the struggle, the hustle, the bustle of getting things off the ground. You know what I mean? You see the success, but you don't know what that person went through to get that success. And you might not be where they are in order to get that success. So never compare yourself to where people are, and don't try and keep up. Like, no, I think the goal in life is to keep up with yourself and your aspirations and what you want to do. Because there's so many things I aspire to. That fear, like, I'm not gonna lie, fear held me back. Like I said, it took me maybe three years from persuasion from so many amazing people in my life to do YouTube, because I didn't think I could do it. I had that, and that was fear. I didn't think, okay, yes, I've been on panels and things like that, but will people like to listen to me and listen to only me and my point of views and the topics that I pick? Like, it took a lot for me to do this YouTube, but I did it because I believed in myself. And I said, no, you know what? You never let fear rule you before, and I'm not going to allow it to rule me. So, and I didn't allow doubt or confusion to, interfere with my goals. I did not, and I refused to, you know? Um, and it's okay. Sometimes we feel behind because we're comparing our behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. And it's true. You see things, oh wow, da, da, da. When I see somebody achieve a goal on anywhere, I'm clapping for them, because as a person how hard it is to achieve your goals and set it out and be motivated, disciplined to get to where you are. Okay, but it's very hard to do that. So bear with me. I want to play this video to actually just, to talk about what I'm talking about, same topic, but she emphasizes in everything that I've just said.
When I say this, so give me a hand. And I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this, so give me a hand. Got it. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay that you don't have it all figured out. It's okay that you haven't acquired the things that you wanted by a certain age. It's okay that you've fallen and that you've failed and that you've made a mistake, you've had a mishap, you've had a mess up. It's really okay. Like, I really don't know when it became not okay to not be okay. Because God forbid you make a mistake in this perfect world, condemnation. Or God forbid you don't have your life fully together by a certain age, then what are you really doing? But can I tell you that you've been giving a false perception of reality. And a lot of these people that are presenting these perfect lives are not truly being honest with you. They're not telling you about all the mistakes they made, all the mishaps, all the mess ups, all the times that they failed, all the times they had to start over. And you out here comparing yourself to something that's not even real. People can sit behind this little screen right here and tell you anything. So what? You messed up.
And that is exactly what I said the past 5 minutes, 15 minutes, sorry. That's exactly what I was saying. You can't compare yourself to other people. You can only do what you can. Like, behind the scenes is where the work takes place. Nobody sees the grind. Nobody sees the hard work. Nobody sees the sleepless nights, the confusion. You don't see all of that. You only see the success at the end of it. So that is what she's saying, is like, it's okay about the mistakes that you make during the process of discovering yourself, during the process of building yourself. It's okay. I feel like there's so much pressure put on us to be something that we're not, and we should just take it in our stride. Every day is a learning. Every day is a brand new day for us to learn ourselves and better ourselves. So I'm going to carry on with this video.
So what? You made a mistake. So what? You had a mishap. So what? You failed. So what? You're starting over. How dare you beat yourself up? I know it sucks and it does not feel good, but let me tell you, the greatest lessons of my life were learned when I made mistakes, when I failed. That is what gave me a backbone, gave me the tenacity, gave me the resilience that I needed to be able to make it in this life. You're looking at someone who built what they had from the ground up, someone who failed and tried again and failed again and tried again, someone who started over from scratch, not once, not twice, but a few times. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I was okay through it all. What I will tell you is if you stand in it and you stay consistent and you stay true to the journey, you're going to be all right.
I loved her message. I really loved her message. So I really wanted to show this video because she's saying exactly the process that people, and the process of, and the feelings that people go through when they are building something. And it's not just like a business or anything, it's within yourself, like going back, doing a course, you know what I mean? Taking care of yourself, taking care of others, but remembering that at the end of the road, it's going to be okay. Right now it's not, but you can't base today feeling on tomorrow's. You just can't, because tomorrow's a new day, you know? So I hope that resonated with everybody, because it really resonated with me. And it's something that a lot of people don't want to tell you. They want to glamify things, and it was easy. I had it. No, it's not. Nothing worth having is ever easy, and we were taught that from a young age. From a young age. So this, and here's something that nobody tells you: clarity often comes after confusion. Okay, I'm going to repeat that again. Clarity often comes after confusion. You don't get the answers first. You get experiences first. You try, you fail, you pivot, you learn, you evolve. Okay? Not knowing means you're thinking, you're questioning, you're becoming more aware. The only people that know everything are people who stopped growing. Growth often feels like doubt, discomfort, uncertainty, reevaluating everything. That's not failure, that's evolution. And I really hope people understand that. So, Africana, what do you mean? Yes, I'm African. Somali, to be exact. What's your point? What's your point? You need to go on from here before I start on you, because this is a really good, positive live, okay? Go on now. Okay? My personal reflection is that as we evolve, we may not like how we're evolving, but it's also about trust the process. You know, there were times, I didn't know what direction to take. There were times when I was doing my master's and I was literally pulling my hair out because I was working full time, taking care of my mother. Every responsibility was on top of me. And I didn't know if I was coming or going. I did not know if I was coming or going. I'll be honest, I didn't. But I kept pushing through because, one, I paid a lot of money for this bloody master's. So I was going to get my degree, okay? I was going to leave here with something, not just hair loss and anxiety and stress. I was going to leave with a degree, okay? And I did. But I felt the struggle. I felt the struggle, but what pulled me through was the discipline. I was disciplined. I had a ironclad timetable of things that I had to do, working 38, sometimes 40 hours a week, and then going to university in the evenings, doing my master's instead of a year. I said to myself, because I'm going to do it part-time and I'm working, I'm going to do it in 2. And I did it in 2, and during COVID at that, where you know how messy that was, trying to do online stuff and you can barely understand the lecturer and everything, but the discipline, I just did not want to be behind at all. And I felt like if I didn't continue going, I would regret it. And one thing about me, I don't like regrets. So I do everything without regret. If I put my mind to it, I'm the type of person, I'm going to get it done. And that's what I did. You know, I knew after I accomplished my master's, I knew I would be fine. And I was. That master's opened so many doors for me. Like, I got one of the best jobs I've ever had for about a year, worked my ass off. I, became head of department. It did a lot for me, and I'm really grateful for that. And I don't think without that and, the 15 years experience I had, I wouldn't have got that. But I did that for myself because I wanted to prove something. I had to prove something to myself that it can be done. And nobody can tell me no. Nobody can say to me, you dumb, you ain't going to make it. You can't do it. You can't tell me that. That fuels me even more. And there were times where I felt confused, but it shaped me. It shaped me for who I am now. And at that time, I wasn't okay, but I knew it was okay not to be okay. I knew I had to keep going. I knew it was just a matter of time. But like I said, once you get into that mentality, you have to know you need to come out of it. Being stuck in not being okay leads to your downfall. You need to know, and then you need to progress it. You need to come up with a plan for yourself and then come out of it. Okay? You really do. So this is the segue to this video. So bear with me one moment. Hello, Vanessa. Thank you for joining. Hope you're well, sis. Hope you're enjoying your day off. Hello, Anez. Thank you for joining. Okay, one moment.
Okay. Not being okay is actually okay. It only becomes toxic when you can't admit that everything is not okay. I'm saying this from personal experience. Every time I have not been okay, I've tried to fake it till I made it. And it's always turned out bad. I end up crashing and burning and having.
Exactly. Trying to fake it and at being okay is the worst, because you're going to crash out. You're going to burn. Listen, you need to have those meltdowns. Cry it out, get it out your system. Because once it's out of your system, you will be better and you will feel like, oh, okay, it's out. Now let me move on to the next thing. But when you're stuck in it, you can't come out of it. You can't. So let me continue.
A meltdown close to the end. But when you actually admit that you're not okay, it gives you a chance to feel what not being okay feels like. And you can work through those emotions.
Exactly. Not knowing what okay feels like is a breakthrough, because it will help you later on when you get that feeling again. So if you know what not being okay feels like and you process and you manage those emotions, if it happens to you again, you know the plan, you know how to get out of it, you know how to process it, you know everything. And I really hate that people make it out like you're supposed to be a Superman, a Superwoman, and have it all together. No, it's okay not to have it together. It's okay to process your emotions. It's okay to go to therapy if you can't do it by yourself. Get it out. And then later on, you know how to process it. You come back to being normal because you let all the emotions, everything you felt at that moment surpass you. You be fine. So let me continue.
It's important that you work through those emotions. Feeling and working through your weakness actually gives you a greater appreciation for strength. The same way that rain gives you an appreciation for sunshine, or the winter gives you an appreciation for summer. We've all heard the saying, if it doesn't kill you, it makes you stronger. That's actually very true. You need to be able to work through those weak points so that way you can become a stronger, more fortified individual in spirit. But again,
And also, I love that he said that. Being weak doesn't mean you're not together. Being weak means at this stage, your emotions are everywhere and you're trying to figure it out. As long as your spirit is not broken, as long as you know at the end of the day there's a light at the end of the tunnel, you can keep going. And being weak at that moment makes you better later on when you're stronger. Because when you're strong, you're like, oh my God, I was hella weak then, but look at me now, I am stronger. And your spirit is uplifted. You feel better. You know what I mean? And there's processes for that and there's avenues for that. It's not good to deal with things alone. And that's why family, friends, therapists, it matters. It matters how you regulate yourself. It matters how you process your emotions. Because some people are silent processors, and that's not good. I always believe in processing it out loud because the more you say out loud, the more real it is instead of keeping it in.
none of this happens unless you admit that you're not okay. Not being okay sucks. Trust me, I'm currently not okay. My ADHD has been literally kicking my behind, and I'm not doing any more jazz cabbage, nor am I taking Adderall for this certain condition. So I'm struggling, but this struggle allows me to lean on God and allow His strength to move in my life. And if
And I love that part. He's struggling with his with his diagnosis and everything that he's going through, but he said that struggle allows him to lean on God, and that's all it is. Whatever faith you believe in, lean on it, because that is your way out. That is your way out, and that's something that's going to help you and build you. So let me continue.
you're like me and you're struggling, just know that it's okay not to be okay. Life can be crazy and ghetto, but just remember that today's test will be tomorrow's testimony. So keep going.
So I hope that resonated with everybody, because it did with me, and it showed you how vulnerable he was, and I applaud him for that because he put his vulnerability out on the internet to show people it's okay not to be okay, and he admitted that. And it takes a bigger person. Like, I think a lot of people are on a stage fronting and faking and lying instead of being okay, because sometimes you're not, but that's okay. Process it, go on with it, just don't feel stuck in it. So let me just read some comments. Let me see what everybody's saying. Thank you, Vanessa. Okay, Cece said intelligent people know one has to continuously learn, no matter how smart and put together they are. So true, Cece. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Um, who else? There was another comment I saw. Where is it? Oh, maybe I got it wrong then. Okay, yes, here it is. American Born said it takes a big person to come out, admit that. So true. And I admire people that do that. I really do, because what you never know that message, what it could have done for somebody and how it helped them analyze it's okay not to be okay. And it's okay not to have all the answers. Rely on the one that does. Like, you don't know who you helped when you come up with your story and you share your process, your progress and your process. You know what I mean? So I think it's something that everybody needs to understand. Transparency builds trust, and we're human. We are not created to be perfect. We are created to make mistakes and ask for forgiveness. That's the one thing that people should remember. And a lot of people are not stuck because they don't have the answers. They're stuck because they're afraid of choosing wrong. Let that sink in. A lot of people are not stuck because they don't have the answers. They're stuck because they're afraid of choosing wrong. Fear sometimes overshadows everything. It stops you from your growth. So when you're in that emotional state and you're processing everything, the fear can be overwhelming. But through that process of you dealing with your emotions and everything, the fear slowly goes away, in my opinion. And that's the truth for me. And there's no perfect path. There is no such thing as perfect in this world at all. Every decision teaches you something new. Even the wrong choices can teach you something. It builds character. It reveals what you want and what you don't want. It strengthens discernment, increases self-trust. It makes you actually believe in yourself and have nothing but faith in going where you're going. And I love that. I love that because people don't understand nothing's guaranteed. Life is not guaranteed. The one thing that's promised is in this life is death. Nothing else is promised to us. Everything else takes hard work. It takes emotional clarity. It takes growth. It takes strength. It takes faith. So everything is not guaranteed. Nothing is, in my opinion. Okay. You need courage. Clarity doesn't come from thinking. It comes from moving. So I'm going to say it again. Clarity doesn't come from thinking. It comes from moving. Trusting yourself in uncertainty. You know, talk about the trust. Who do you trust most? Me, I trust God. My faith is my way I move through faith. Nothing else. I fear nothing but God. Because some people don't have the answers, what they really need is trust. They need to find something to trust in. So they have to ask themselves, who do I listen? Do I listen to my intuition? Do I honor my feelings? Do I follow my faith? Do I give myself grace? Do I allow myself to change? Because a lot of people fear change. They fear what's the change, what they're going to become. Are they going to be somebody different, something different? What's going to happen? That sometimes fuels it. You can survive uncertainty if you trust when walking through your process. You have to push through. And not knowing doesn't mean you're lost. It means that you have the faith to know who you're becoming. So I'm going to repeat that again. Not knowing doesn't mean you're lost. It means you have the faith to know who you're becoming. And you have to have a driving force, excuse me. And once you have your driving force, you'll be fine. And I'm going to play one more video. Hey, Lady HustleNet, welcome. Thank you for joining. Okay, so I'm going to play one video and then we can ask if anybody wants to come up. So bear with me one moment.
It's okay. Like it's when you go through something, it's okay. Like it's okay to go through something or have a bad stretch of something or be in a stuck place because that's not gonna last forever. You know what I mean? So a bad week ain't gonna last. A bad month ain't gonna last. It's just as long as you're working on yourself and you're trying to better yourself in those moments, it's okay to not be okay, to be okay. Through something, it's okay. Like it's okay to go through something or have a bad stretch of something or be in a stuck place because that's not gonna last forever. You know what I mean? So a bad week ain't gonna last. A bad month ain't gonna last. It's just as long as you're working on yourself and you're trying to better yourself.
I had to replay for that just so people can understand what he's really saying. A bad day doesn't last. A bad week doesn't last. And it's okay not to be okay. And you have to understand that. I love it. Like, this is such a motivational video and it's uplifting. It's helping people, feel like they're not alone. So let me just finish it up.
In those moments, it's okay to not be okay, to be okay.
Love it. I really love it. I felt like that is such a really good message. Hey, Missy, welcome, sis. Hope you're well. What a great, right? It was such a good message. It was so uplifting. And I was like, that is going to help somebody. That is going to really help somebody that is going through it at that moment. You know what I mean? It's going to really help somebody. Sugar said it's great message. American Born said great message. It really was. I was like, nah, I'm going to show this. So there's one last video that I really want to share. Oh, hold on. No, I've already shared it. I already shared that video. So no need to do that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is send the invite. Whoever wants to come up, please feel free to come up and talk about it. If this topic resonated with you, if you want to talk about, it's okay not to be okay. It's okay not to have all the answers. That'd be great, because I like to cover things that resonate with me. Because once upon a time, I was there. And I want people to know that don't fall for the glitz and glamour and everything that's absolutely happening. You know what I mean? Like, understand everybody goes through things. Not everybody has it easy. Not everybody has it easy. And things happen. So if you want to join, the link is up there. And I hope everybody enjoyed this topic. Because I enjoyed it when I was like thinking about this and researching. I was like, yes, we're in a new year, but a lot of people aren't in the space of the new year yet. You know what I mean? They may have started the new year in a different time frame. You know what I mean? Not feeling their best and not feeling themselves. So I think it's okay. And I just wanted people to know that it's okay. Because both the feeling of being okay and the feeling of not being okay is valid. It's valid. And you have to listen to your feelings. You have to honor your feelings. You have to emotionally process your feelings and not just feel like, hold up, why am I like this? No, you really need to feel it. Because a lot of people like to suppress themselves, suppress their feeling. And then later on, it builds up and builds up and they explode and they have a breakdown. No, go through it. Personally myself, I like to go through things and not feel like holding it all in, you know? Hey, Anita J, welcome, hon. Cece said it's an excellent topic. Thank you, Han. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Cece. Thank you so much. One moment. Hey, twin, sugar.
Hey, Lala. Hey, chat. How y'all doing this evening?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. I don't know what be going on with this stream, y'all. Chat, I was trying to get on. It's telling me my mic. I don't know. I get tired of these
It
apps.
always does that. Have you not noticed?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't like us, Lala. What you think? I think it don't like us.
Nah, it doesn't. It's always something with us. Every time, either I'm coming up on yours and it's got a problem, you come up mine's up. Like,
Mhm.
what's the problem, StreamYard? What's
Okay.
the problem?
Well, I
We're gonna
really, really enjoy your topic here. And I always got a poem laying around, but I really, really I'm really feeling this topic, okay? So
Thank you. And
I want
please,
you
if
to
you
know.
want to bless us with a poem, that'd be, I'm obsessed. I love, like, one thing I love about you is your mind, the way it works. Like, I really, you're just amazing to me. The way you write, the way you hit the soul. Woo! I know, I
Yeah, I
love
like talking
poems.
to the soul. I like talking to the soul.
Yeah, you touch the souls, girl.
And just a background that you're right. We don't have all the answers to everything, especially when I had my first child. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to be a mom, girl. I didn't know what. She didn't come when I gave birth to her. She didn't come out with a manual, none of that. But so, everybody has anxieties in life. Everybody look for this measuring tape that they set in front of you of milestones and things you supposed to hit. But at the end of the day, it's your life. And I say that to everybody. It's your life. You know what I'm saying? So make it a good one. But Lala, it's okay not to have all the answers in life. I celebrate the question. I give it breath and room beside me. I set a place for it at my table as I would a long traveled friend. For who among us has held the total map? Who has fastened the horizon with iron nails and declared, here it ends? Not I. I, who have walked beneath the unmeasured sky. I, who have felt the tall grass answer the wind without demanding to know its destination. O vast and patient universe, you do not apologize for your distance, for your dark matter, your unnamed corners. You expand, you scatter stars recklessly. You keep mysteries in your pocket and still call it order. And shall I, a single breathing body, required of myself what even the galaxy refused? I tell you, it is noble not to know. It is honest to stand in the field at dusk and confess the fog. The child does not curse the unopened bud. The river does not scold its winding. The seed does not demand the oak before its appointed season. Why then do we hurry the soul? I say the unanswered question is holy. It stretches the slough of thought. It widens the chamber of the heart. It keeps the door unlatched for revelation. To live is to move in partial light, to advance with courage, though the lantern swings and flickers. I contain doubt as I contain hope. I contain wonder and contradiction and the tremble before clarity. And I am not ashamed, for in the not knowing, there is expansion and uncertainty, a frontier in the pause before the answer. A music gathering is strength. Therefore, I walk on without the full design in my hand, without the final sentence written, trusting that the road will rise as surely as my foot descends. It is enough. It is enough to be in motion, to be awake to the mystery, to greet each dawning truth as it arrives, unannounced, yet perfectly timed. Thank you, Lala.
Sugar, that was beautiful. That was so touching. Thank you so much for gracing us with that poem, girl.
Anytime, no problem.
You need to send it to me because I'm gonna post it. Send that to
Send it
me.
to you. Okay, let's see. All right, I'll send it
Yes,
to you.
I'm going to post that. That was so beautiful. You know I love your poems. Look, even American Born said, we love your poem, Sugar. We do. Woo, woo. Give it up
Woo,
to my
woo, woo.
sugar sweet.
Yeah, I just be sitting here being a pineapple, standing tall, wearing a crown, with and feeling a little sweet inside.
Mm-hmm.
What's
Mm-hmm.
up?
Listen, it's amazing. Miss C's giving you the claps. So is CC. Amazing. Sharon said sugar, fire. Listen, thank you so much for gracing us with your poems because you know I love
Woo,
me
woo,
poems.
la
Oh
la,
my
you got. Ooh.
God. Oh my God, the only me one kind sent a beautiful super sticker. Thank you so much. Love the message, Lala, and sugar poetry is always. Oh, thank you
Always.
so much. I appreciate you. That is so sweet. Thank you so much.
That is
Thank
awesome.
you for blessing us. Thank you. That is so good. Look at that.
Look
Look
at
at
God.
that, sugar. Look at that.
Yeah.
That is so nice. Betty gave you the fire. Betty Boop gave you the fire. But no, seriously, that's so nice. Thank you.
Yeah,
Because I
I
like to
think about
cover.
it. I think about it a lot. Um, not having the answers to it all. You know what I'm saying? And then when you
Yeah.
have kids, you got to explain to them. It's just so much anxiety and
Mm-hmm.
just stimulation in this
Yeah.
world. You know what I mean? And peer pressures and, our expectations. And, it's a lot of things that, one has to deal with. And it's okay not to be okay. And if you need a moment, take that moment. But always come back to yourself where you're grounded. It's important to make a space for yourself, even if it's 10 minutes in your day where you just ground yourself. I usually start it off in the beginning of the day. You see what I'm saying? And if the day go haywire, guess what, y'all? I don't care. Cause tomorrow, cause that's why I love tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter.
Uh-huh.
You know what
Uh-huh.
I mean? What I tell
I
you, la
love
la. Well,
that.
tomorrow another day to get it right.
Exactly. Tomorrow is another day. If we're blessed to see tomorrow, we make it a better day. Like it's okay. It's easy to get stuck. I think people don't understand. It's easy being the same person.
Mm-hmm.
The hardest thing is changing yourself. Change is the hardest, scary thing a person can go through. Like, I went to therapy for 2 years. No one knew. I didn't tell my family. I didn't tell my friends. I had, the company I worked for gave us that, and I went for it because I was, like I said, I was overly stimulated, overly work. I was not okay. I was working full time, going to
Mm-hmm.
university full time. I was taking care of my mother who was unwell, still unwell. I was household duty. Everything was on top of me, and then my supposed love life went down the drain. You know what I mean? There's so many things.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I was processing and I still had my face, I was still praying, doing everything, I still felt like there was a part of me that needed to express my emotions with somebody that can give me the clarity that I needed to help
Mm-hmm.
me understand what I'm going through and what I'm feeling is okay. So you need to use every avenue you can,
Mm-hmm.
to get yourself out of there. And it's hard. Like we're not supposed to have the answers.
No,
We're
that's what I'm
not
saying.
supposed
We're
to.
we're not supposed to have the answers. It's
Mm-hmm.
okay not to
Yep.
have the answers. I mean, but I think a lot of it is the pressure
Yeah.
of programming and the
And
expectations
timeline.
society put on you. It could be so heavy. You know what I'm saying? So heavy at times. But I'm at the point in my life. I don't. You
I get it.
and then for people that are younger, when you start getting older, yeah, you tend not to really care about a lot of the surface superficial stuff. I'll say that you
Mhm,
really don't.
mhm. Yeah, the older you
Things that
get, the
you
more things don't matter.
exactly like once remember once a time you probably like man, and then now you be like man, I'm not, so I think it's very healthy that you bringing these conversations out, just so people can resonate and understand that you're not the only one, feeling like that. A lot of
Mhm.
people, feel, I was even watching, like, you have a lot of people that feel that they've been warped into another world. And then, like you said, they get stuck and they may not know how to get out of their situation or may not know how to change. But one thing that is constant is change. So when I learned that, in my early years, I don't really have a problem with change. I don't like it. But what I do like is, like, even when I write, like, if you really go in your imagination, just think about what do you want? Like, what do you want in your life, not what people expect you. Like, what do you want? What do you want to do? What do you like to do? See, all our life from the time we were born, we were told what we like, what to do, where to, you know what I mean? We were told these things.
100%. 100%. We were programmed,
Mm-hmm. We were
instead
programmed.
of instead of doing what we wanted to do. Hey, Toot Latrice. Hey, Toot Toot.
Toot, toot, toot.
Hey, and check the net. Welcome, love. Hope you're well. Thank you for joining. I also want to say, releasing the timeline. I think a lot of people feel trapped with the timeline, feeling like you have to, at a certain
Yeah,
stage, at
that
a certain time, you
imaginary,
need
that's why I said that imaginary
to
tape.
imagine.
Because
Mm-hmm.
every time my kids will come to me, I say, where is this imaginary line you trying to, what, where is this imaginary line in the sand you trying to meet? What do you want to do? When we talk, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so Just be the best person that you can be doing what you love. At first
Mm-hmm.
in life, we really do things that we don't want to do because, like I said, we're pushed in a certain type of direction, and we really don't know, especially in our 20s. We're trying to figure it out, So, but once you get through that season in your life, then you realize that, okay, life is what you make it. If you got toxic people around you, then don't don't be surprised when you involved in toxic situations. You know,
Thank you.
so sometimes you
Big
got to clean
fact.
house. You got to reroute friends. You know what I'm saying? You probably got to eject certain people out your life. Spring cleaning, and
I
that's
agree.
just.
I feel like that there's a lot that goes into it. I'll be honest.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, I
There's a
agree.
lot that goes onto it, and like I said on the screen, it says it's okay not to have answers. Trust the one who does. Trust your faith. Trust what the God that you believe in to know that everything's going to be okay. And
And
it might
trust
not be today, it
yourself.
might not be tomorrow. Yeah, trust yourself and believe in yourself, but have your faith. Be strong.
Mm-hmm.
Be strong. I also wanted to talk like I was saying earlier, the releasing the timeline. Like people need to understand you're not behind and you are not late. You are not falling because life is not a race.
Mm-hmm.
Some people bloom at 21.
Mm-hmm.
Some people bloom at 42. Girl, let me tell you something. 40s is a different type of feeling. At the beginning, you feel different. You don't know what's going on, but then as you get into it, you start feeling yourself. Like you feel yourself. So, and both feelings are valid. Your journey is not custom made.
Mm-hmm.
The timeline pressure is just noise. I just wish people knew that the timeline pressure is noise. Real peace comes when you stop chasing deadlines and start honoring your seasons. So I hope that makes sense to people. Because real talk, timeline just pressure. Like I've been having that. Oh, you're 42, you're not married, I have no kids. I say, you God, did you write my life for me?
Yeah,
I am
everything.
blessed.
It's not that's where it comes back to. You remember when me and you always are saying, there's
Mm-hmm.
not a one size fit all. It really isn't.
Exactly.
What may be good for you may not be good for me. So what may be good for the goose may not be good for the gander. You know what I mean? So just because I have okay, like I have kids, right? I'm not married. I didn't want to get married. Sorry, but I just wasn't.
Right?
I didn't want to get married. So I didn't want to get married.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like when you kind of like piping out your life when you're young and everything, and you know what I'm saying. And so I had my children, and I'm okay with that. But people look at me like, why are you not married? Well, what you need to look at him because evidently, you know what I'm saying. We had a kid out of wedlock.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm.
and see, remember you said about choices and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You get down, y'all. I was gonna be this boss chick, right? Living in downtown Chicago in my condo and one of them, you know what I'm saying, high-rise buildings, going to work every day or whatever, like killing it, right? That was what I was supposed to do. I didn't want to be a statistic. I did not want to be married. And what ended up happening? I feel I ended up being a statistic because I had children out of wedlock. You understand what I'm saying? But once I had the first child, it literally changed my point of view and took my life on a different trajectory. But I learned a lot. I am so happy I had my kids. I cannot imagine my life without them. But now I'm at the point where I turn 50 next year. And I'm going into the later half of my life. And I'm excited. And I'm trying to curate it on what I like, what I want to do. I want to, you know what I'm saying? I want to build my business into healing, different healing methods and techniques or whatever. I want to make people feel good. I've done all that rah-rah. I've done all that, I was a little rough. You know what I'm saying? I've done all that, been there, done that. But now I'm a little softer. So in my later years, I feel I'm a little softer and I just want to, and that's how I want to show up, you know what I'm saying? In the
I
world.
love that. You're soft, but let's be real. You still sugar. You still slick. You still slick with it. Don't try that soft stuff over here, sugar.
Okay,
You still slick. You still sugar in there.
I can be.
So yeah, and I love it. I love it because I'm the same. I got a slick mouth. Sugar, how many times have you talked me off a ledge. Like, how many times have you said, nah, allow it, just, because I
Yeah.
know myself. I got a slick mouth. Don't play with me
Yeah.
because you're just gonna get hurt. And that girl, I buried that girl.
Yes.
I'm bettering myself, but don't get me wrong. There's times where she want to escape.
Well, see, you just said you buried her. So the thing is, that's what I'm saying. All of us are filled with so many emotions, right? Like
Yep.
I tell. Remember I told you, Lala, I rode in here with anger on me, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, it was part of my DNA. I rode in here with it, and you can't tell me I didn't. So I have really understand. I have really had to understand the dynamic of anger and all its different variations. But even though I buried it or put it in the back, she's still there. She's still there. She'll come out if she have to.
They will come.
So,
Trust
so
me.
right.
But your patience got you through, sugar. You're more patient now. You're
But what
more
I'm saying
understanding.
is, people get stuck on like the way they is or what temperament they may have. What I'm saying is, you have to address it, and then you can see, you learn to work with it. So anger just don't come out when she feel like it. I call her so and so, y'all. My whole family call my anger so and so. So that's the name, so and so. So when so and so show up, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, I
Mm-hmm.
feel it first, right? So I don't let it out. So now I can manage and contain, right? How it comes
Yep.
out and when it does. And back then I didn't. I was a firecracker.
Yeah. But you still got a fire in there. The cracker ain't there, but you still got the fire. And I love it. I love it. I love it. Like, I like the when that fire in you, like you're so passionate about something, you can feel it. You know what I mean? And we
Mm-hmm.
all got that. But like you said,
Mm-hmm.
over time, over age, you become more patient, you become more
Mm-hmm.
understanding.
Mm-hmm.
You understand, like, not everybody thinks like you, not everybody feels like you, not everybody loves like you. So you need to
Hey.
know that. You need to know where you put yourself. So if you know somebody can't love you the way you need to be loved, move on. If you know you can't trust somebody the way you can trust, like, others, move on. Like, you need to just know that some people are for you and some people are not for you. And that's life,
Exactly.
unfortunately. And that comes over time and understanding. But I will say that, how I'm going to end it with like this live is, if you're in a season right now where you don't know what's next, you don't know what decision to make, you don't know who you're becoming, I really just want you to take a deep breath. You are allowed not to have the answers. You are allowed to figure it out slowly. You are allowed to change your mind. You are allowed to grow in private. And I'll repeat that. You are allowed to grow in private. Sometimes not everything is for social media, especially the growth stage. One day you're going to look back at this time and this uncertain version of you and thank her, because she didn't quit. She stayed. She kept going. She kept pushing through, even without all the answers. But what she had was her faith and her strength and her belief in herself. And that's all that matters. Strength and believe in yourself and have that faith. Faith carries you through all. And I hope this topic resonated with everybody like it did with me. So I appreciate that. And I'm still becoming, Sugar's still becoming, we're still
Mm-hmm.
growing and learning
Yes.
every
Every
day.
day. Every day.
Every day. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But thank you. Thank you for being here with me. You
No
could have been
problem,
anywhere, but
twin.
you chose to be with me. And I love that. And thank you to my darling twin, Sugar. Thank you so
Whoop,
much
whoop,
for
whoop,
being
whoop.
here and blessing us with that beautiful poem. I'm still in awe of you.
Oh, la la.
Okay.
You know I
Hi,
love you.
Tia P. Yeah, Tia P. She said, what did
Replay
she say?
game.
Oh, hi Lala. We're out for my husband's birthday. Replay later. Oh, thank you,
Happy
honey.
birthday,
Appreciate
husband.
that. Have a good evening.
Mm-hmm.
Have a good time. But yeah, I just feel like we're all growing, and like I said, I'm new to YouTube. It's just been a year, so I'm growing. But I appreciate that everybody's growing with me, and I love that. I love my little community. I love the people that
Whoop,
support
whoop.
me and are always here. It's doesn't go unappreciated. I appreciate every single one of you for being here with me. You know, I'm not always able to come alive the way I would like to because life is lifing. You know, everybody knows I'm a carer for my mother, so every day is a different day. So when I can, I will definitely come up and come out with different topics for everybody. I appreciate everybody for being here. Thank you. And please remember to like, subscribe, and share this live. Sugar, thank you for being here, twin.
You're welcome, hon. You have a good evening, okay?
You have a good evening. And till next time.
Later, chat. Bye.
Bye.